Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Then Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Then Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go! Then Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let them hear you! Let's go!
On all platforms. Here you go. What's going on? You guys over on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it nowadays, and what's going on to my people up here on Instagram Live, Bossman, Cadu Lanes. What's going on? Thanks for joining. Super excited about your title fight, you versus Carter Whitty. I'm going to do my best to kind of handle both fights, both streams. We're on 4 different streams right now. What's going on, Willie, over on Instagram, and us before. Get off the Wi-Fi. We should be live over here on YouTube. Okay, cool. So thank you. I forget who the guy told me that I have to disconnect on the Wi-Fi when I'm hardwired. So I think we got that straightened out. What's going on, Carter Whitty? I see you on Instagram. Everybody, either way, I'm going to get right to it. This week has been insane. Honestly, matching 2 sets of fight cards with all the different disciplines, with Muay Thai, MMA, all the stuff. It's been insane. It's been insane. It's been an incredible amount of work. You've heard me talking about it, on Table Titans every Monday with Andy, how we had probably 60, 70 names that put their name in for MMA. We probably had about 50 names that put themselves in for Muay Thai. Zach Converse, what's going on over at Instagram? David Diaz, looking forward to your Cage Titans debut with your son. Taking on Zach Converse, actually. Zach Converse joined on Instagram. David Diaz is over here on Facebook. Too funny. That's the fight. Zach Converse versus David Diaz. But anyways, just kind of settling in on all the fights and weight classes and, do you want elbows? Do you want no elbows? Do you want in a ring? Do you want in a cage? It's been insane. Aaron Hughes, he has some good guesses. He has some guesses. So Aaron, why don't you throw it in the comments right now who your guesses are? He said he has 2 guesses for what I'm going to announce today. And I want to see if he's got it right. So let's wait for him to throw it up there, and then I'll say if he's right or wrong, and I'll just get right to it. But either way, it's been insane. It's been such a fun undertaking putting together Fight Fest. For those who don't know, we actually had this Fight Fest back in April of 2020. We had a fight card April 3rd and April 4th. And April 3rd and April 4th was going to be our first ever Fight Fest where we did 2 back-to-back nights of fight cards. And then, as you know, March hit and COVID came. So we never got to do this Fight Fest. So this has been 5 years in the making to get back to this. Ounces of freedom. My audio back. That microphone died. I forgot to charge it after Table Titans on Monday. So let me get this out of here. How's that audio now? Give me a thumbs up down there. But anyways, I'm gonna table the guess of Aaron Hughes, which he's in Carter Whitty, who said Jacobo versus Eldridge and Party versus Jacobo. So I'll say this. You guys are close, and you cheated. You gave me 2. But anyways, so Andrew Valdina has decided to I don't want to say give up his belt. He's looking into possibly doing some other things. So in the meantime, he came to me and said, Mike, listen, man, Cage Titans is my home, and I never want to, stop opportunities from other people like you've provided for me, and I want to give others opportunities, and why I try to figure out what some next big things I'm working on. Throw the belt up for grabs, because once I figure out what's going on, I'll beat one of those guys up anyways, no matter who wins. So Valdina is not vacating. He's just taking some time to figure out some bigger things that he's got in the works. So there you go. So Valdina will be allowing us to move forward with the division. And we could have called this fight a number 1 contender fight, but I think that you guys have asked for this fight, and it's going to be none other than Jacobo Opito taking on Nick Eldridge. So there you have it. Nick Eldridge versus Jacobo Opito for the Cage Titans interim bantamweight championship. Back when they all fought on the same card, it was Valdina, Party, Eldridge, Jacobo. They all had super impressive wins. And the fight graphic was on Monday, Monday Morning Matchmaker. Who do you want to see fight for the title next? And we had Eldridge there. We had Jacobo there. And the panel was split. So many people wanted to see Eldridge versus Valdina. So many people wanted Jacobo versus Valdina. And, but Valdina working on some bigger and bigger things. He said, throw it up for grabs. Let those 2 guys fight. Let them fight for an interim belt. And when I'm ready to come back, I'll take on the winner and unify our belts. But so there you have it. The big announcement. Andrew Valdina is allowing Cage Titans to let the weight class move on while he figures some things out. And we will be doing an interim title with Jacobo Opito taking on Nick Eldridge. Nick Eldridge just fought last weekend at NEF, defended his NEF title. Insane, quick turnaround. He hit us up the next day, was like, let's go. He's in the gym. He's ready to go. And he's been super impressive. Multiple championships as an amateur. He came to Cage Titans, what was it, back in May, when he took on undefeated Phil Lucino, and he was able to stymie Phil Lucino and submitted him. And the talk is always that same night, if it wasn't for Jacobo's devastating elbows in the clinch and that viral knockout that's gone over the world, Nick Eldridge's performance might have been the most talked about. Then Jacobo one-upped them, and then Valdina one-upped them all with the title win against Valdina, the Party. So there you go, guys. Nick Eldridge will be taking on Jacobo Opito for the interim Cage Titans Bantamweight Championship. That will be the co-main event on Saturday, September 13th at Cage Titans 73. I hope you're excited for it. Like I said, when we put out the graphic of who's next for Valdina, these 2 guys were at the top of the list, and it was split. So the time is now, man. Let him fight for the interim title, and you know, there you go. So I hope you guys enjoy this fight. I got a bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about. Jake Ferry put me on to you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next month. Jake Ferry's making his professional debut. One of the most devastating amateurs in a long time in the flyweight division is making his debut on Cage Titan 73. Rafael Maia, I see him in the comments. He'll be in this, making his debut this upcoming show. Tyler King wants me to call him. I will call him. I knew it, Aaron Hughes down here on Facebook. Valdina looking for the reverse John Jones. Maybe. I mean, that's a good thing. We'll keep you updated on Valdina. But either way, trust me, Valdina will be in the commentary booth on Fight Fest weekend, so he'll be around Cage, and maybe we'll have something to announce that night. So we'll have to keep you guys posted on that one. We don't want to let the cat out the bag too soon. I'm not gonna Ariel Helwani myself. Javier Costa. I would love to get Javier Costa. I see those comments up on Instagram. We would love to get him in there. When you guys introduce grappling titles for each weight class, please let me know. Christos, we'd love to have you, man. Whoop, whoop, let's go. B2B, a back to basics coming out party. You guys are having a lot of fun. I can't even keep up with the comments, man. I'm going to get into some action right now with some fights. So obviously Nick Eldridge versus Jacobo Pito, the Bantamweight Championship, as the co-main event behind Dakota Bush and Joe Giannetti. Dakota Bush and Joe Giannetti is a UFC level fight. 2 UFC veterans trying to get their way back. Dakota Bush, 6-fight win streak. What more does he have to do to get back to the UFC? And Joe Giannetti, we've seen what he's done. Went out in BKFC, Karate Combat. He went out in LFA, got victories outside the organization in the past year, and here he is coming back to kind of stake his claim to the territory and welcome Dakota Bush. So we got that fight at top. Sahib the Juice Jackson will be back. He will announce his fight this weekend, but actually I think I already announced it. So I guess I'll just give it to you. Him and Tom Santos were scheduled to fight last event. Tom Santos moved to the United States, training full-time in Florida. Unfortunately got hurt, which led to the replacement fight for Sahib back in July. But Santos wanted the shot to make good on that fight promise. So him and Sahib will be running it on September 13th. What else do I got for you? Bambino. Yep, we're working on a fight for Bambino Chama. Oh, man, I'm so glad. So as you know, Ring Titans will be on Friday. It will be a combo show. We will have a ring and we will have a cage in the building at Plymouth Memorial Hall. We'll be doing MMA fights. We will be doing Ring Titans traditional Muay Thai fights. And when I say traditional Muay Thai fights, we'll be doing big glove. We'll be doing MMA glove, no shin guards, some shin guards, elbow, all kinds of crazy things. But I'm so glad Jordine Tavares is here. Jordine Tavares will be taking on Anthony Scott in an MMA glove Muay Thai fight on Friday night on day 1 of Fight Fest. Super stoked for that right now. Jordine Tavares, we've seen him in the MMA cage for us. You've seen him fight Muay Thai down at Wishers in Rhode Island. A ton of great experience with Jordine Tavares. Anthony Scott, he's been in a ton of our We Are Ring Titans promotions on Instagram. I think he fought on the first card we ever did with Muay Thai in the cage, probably 4 or 5 years ago, right before COVID. So, yeah, man. Anthony Scott will be taking on Jordine Tavares in an MMA glove Muay Thai fight. Yeah, man. Going to be a good time. Going to be a great time. Who's Eric Wynn fighting? We already announced Eric Wynn's fight. Eric Wynn will be fighting for the vacant featherweight championship, taking on Mike Jolliker, multiple champion from multiple promotions out of Team KTA. So Jordine, sorry, I'm reading Jordine's comment, but yes, Eric Wynn versus Mike Jolliker for the vacant featherweight championship amateur ranks. That will be going down on Friday night. To answer that question, Noah Sklama, what's going on? I'm super stoked to have you back. Noah Sklama will also be competing on this card. Noah Sklama, we've already announced his fight, but he will be taking on 3-1 Tyler Bork out of Gate City. Tyler Bork if you remember Tyler Bork's fight, He last competed for Cage Titans in 2019 against Miguel Savesin, who's now an undefeated pro. And he beat Miguel Savesin. Huge statement. But then with COVID happening, Tyler kind of stepped away from the fight game for a little while. He made his return earlier in this year up at Combat Zone in New Hampshire, and he's back. And who better to welcome the Cage Titans than Noah Sklama? Noah Sklama, you'll remember the fight versus him and Anthony King. That might be one of the best fights Cage Titans history, amateur fights. So I can't wait to see Noah Sklama back. What else do we got? Any interest in booking Sweetbread Paiva? That's the guy that's like, are you kidding me? How did all the legend that Sweetbread is, how he never fought for us as a professional is insane. He actually made all his amateur fights with us. So yeah, man, we'd love to have Sweetbread if he's back in the gym. Get him back. Thank you, Jordan, for the opportunity and being open. Jordan was great. He was like, I'll fight MMA. I'll fight, Muay Thai. I'll fight anything. I just want to be on this Fight Fest card. So, shout out to you as well. What else can I get to you guys? Actually, speaking of title fights, I got another big title fight. It is our first Ring Titans event that we're doing traditional Muay Thai at. And what better to usher it in than to come up with a brand new title. So I put the challenge out to my belt company, and they are working on a brand new Ring Titans title, and that we will be debuting on Friday, September 12th, Ring Titans 1. And fighting for that prestigious title, you mentioned Back to Basics. They got another title up for grabs that night. Everett Terrain out of Back to Basics. I think it's Terrain. I'm not sure the exact pronunciation. Insane kid. He's been incredible on a 3-fight win streak, on a tear at 155, and he'll be taking on undefeated James Johnson, our Team KTA. And this is the second title that Team KTA is coming to fight for on Friday night. They got Mike Jolliker, who we just announced, taking on Eric Wynn. And then we have the same two schools going at it for the 55-pound Ring Titans title. So there's a fight for you. Tyler Pimentel, what ounce gloves? Hold on. Ian McKinney. Ian Barrett, I see you on Instagram. We have announced your fight, but no shortage of saying your name because you're such a super fan on our shows. Brandon Martin out of Gate City will be taking on Ian Barrett out of Lausanne MMA. Ian Barrett, younger brother of Peter Barrett, Max Barrett. He's been waiting a long time. I mean, I think the kid's only 19 years old. So if you think about this, his brother Peter made his Cage Titans debut at Cage Titans 2 in 2011. So Ian was probably 4 years old when his brother started making a name for himself. His brother Peter and Max were making a name for themselves at Cage Titans. He was probably 3, 4, 5 years old. And here he is finally making his debut. We're excited to see Ian Barrett taking on Brandon Martin out of Gate City. Peter's old as shit. He can still kick your ass, Ian. I see those comments. So yeah, he can still kick your ass. So you better be careful. And he's cornering you that night. I see Tyler Pimentel's comments. I didn't get to it. The Cage Crew is going to be putting on an insane performance for you guys on Friday. I cannot wait. We kind of got all the logistics. Now that I'm done with kind of the matchmaking process, yesterday, Tyler Pimentel and myself, and then today, Aaron Bernardo with the Ring Crew, we got a show for you. We're going to have the cage. We're going to have the ring. They might be moving places and doing kind of some crazy shit. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a spectacle. The only way Cage Titans knows how to do. So it's going to be incredible on Friday night. Friday night, to answer your question, cage Friday night and a ring. There will be a cage and a ring on Friday night. And then on Saturday, it'll be cage only. If you haven't already, I'm not going to tell you go do it now, but at some point in time, go on over to – oh, wait a minute. I'm going to go to this one. Not right now, but when you get a chance, head on over to CageTitans.com. I've already updated most of the fights. I believe almost the entire card is up there. I didn't want to drop the hint too soon. So Nick Eldridge for Jacobo Apito, the reason I'm here today, isn't on the website. I will do that right when I get off with you guys. But yeah, the cards are all up there. If you looked at the poster from the original one, I know it's backwards probably, but yeah, here we go. MMA, Muay Thai, and MMA on Friday. And there will be a ring and a cage. It's going to be crazy. Kenny Champion, man, hit me up, man. If you're back in the gym, what's a Fight Fest without the man himself, the OG champ, Kenny Champion? I got some more questions. I love that you guys are throwing so many questions at me. Brian Russell, Brian Russell, Adam Russell's son, DJ Adam Russell. Adam Russell's actually been with us for Cage Titans. I think the longest tenured employee, so to speak, besides obviously, myself and my wife. But, longest tenured person with us. He actually competed in Muay Thai, and his son will be making his Muay Thai debut at Ring Titans on Friday night. And he will be taking on Joshua Moraes out of Daniel Gracie Plymouth. Brian Russell taking on Joshua Moraes out of Daniel Gracie. Brian, your dad's already been up my butt. I'm going to be over your house later on tonight to drop off tickets. So that's another big one. Brian Russell, he's a guy that has been around Cage Titans. Again, his dad, Adam, has been DJing for us since 2011, 2012. So Brian was probably 6 years old running around Cage Titans back in the day. So it is funny. Let's see what's going on. Let me get caught up on a couple more. Sorry. Tom Santos, what's going on, buddy? We talked about your fight. What's going on, Keegan, man? Long time no speak. I'm going to call you out. You friggin' defriended me on Facebook, you bastard. After all the history we have, is it just because I didn't get you a fight on your last fight? But honestly, God, I wish you all the best, Keegan, man. Much love. A guy back when podcasting wasn't cool in 2009, Keegan and I actually had the MMA horn. We used to actually phone each other, and our phone call to each other would go out to the world. So there you go. Brian is so good. Can't wait for that. Stavros, I don't think I can keep up with all the comments, so I'm going to do my best, guys. Diaz Karate, I already mentioned your fight. David Diaz out of Diaz Karate taking on Zach Converse in an MMA fight. And Zach Converse, you might remember, Zach Converse actually competed in Muay Thai for us at Cage Titans, in Cage Muay Thai. And here he is making his MMA debut, making the switch over. Somebody asked about girls. And yes, we do have female fights. Beat the War Drums first. You're hearing it here first. The War Baby, Erin Johnson, is making her long-awaited return to Cage Titans, into the cage in general. She's taken a few years off, but War Baby is back. Erin Johnson will be returning to Cage Titans, taking on Gianna Pianci. Again, Andy's not here for me today to do the name pronunciations, so I will apologize to everybody. I'm a name hack. I just tell it like it is. Gianna Panisi, maybe, out of Gate City, will be making her debut, taking on War Baby Erin Johnson. And to keep the girl fights going, I've already announced undefeated Alicia Palmer making her way down from First Class MMA in Maine, putting her undefeated record on the line against fellow undefeated Alyssa Totora out of Lozon MMA. That will be an MMA fight. And then in regards to the female Muay Thai, we have Jess Ortega from First Class MMA, First Class Fitness up in Maine, taking on Hannah Doyle out of BNF Gym down in Rhode Island. So we do have some female Muay Thai, and we got a couple females for the MMA portion of the card. Kenny might need a rematch and some grappling. What else do I got, man? I want to I'm trying my best to get to everybody. Let's go Titans. Can we get an utterance of my fight once more? Kadu Lanes. What's going on, Kadu Lanes? Kadu Lanes will be taking on Mr. Highlight Reel, Carter Whitty, for the Bantamweight Amateur Championship. Hey, you're messing up my camera. My camera's there, my little son. You want to come on the camera? You come on around. Let's give him a fight. You're playing with my camera. All right, so there we go. Kadu Lanes. I don't know if he has a nickname, but Kadu Lanes will be taking on Carter Whitty for the Cage Titans Bantamweight Amateur Championship. Back to basics is insane. They got Eric Wynn fighting for the 45. Kadu Lanes fighting for the 35. They got the 55 Ring Titans title up for grabs when they have Everett Terrain fighting for that. And then we got Jacobo Opito fighting Nick Eldridge for the Cage Titans professional bantamweight strap. So, Skinwalker. I didn't know it was Skinwalker. I'll have to get the answer why your nickname's Skinwalker. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it actually refers to. Um, Grappling match. A lot of people asking about grappling. So I'll be honest. I think we might do one grappling match. So Friday night's tough. All right, I'll just give it to you. Friday night's tough because here's the deal. Eric Zane. Eric Zane was going pro, and then I got a message yesterday that he's not going to go pro and he would like to fight for a title. And I'm just like, damn, I just made a title fight. I'm going to try to do something for Eric Zane. But anyways, to the grappling portion, we had so many fighters themselves reach out for Ring Titans and Cage Titans that initially we thought we were going to dabble some grappling fights onto the Muay Thai card on Friday night. And it doesn't look like that's the case. I think we're at 17 fights right now on Friday, and we're at 17 fights on Saturday. So my max that I can do is 17. Plus, on Friday night, we're not going to do a 6 o'clock start. We're going to do a 7 o'clock start, just because of traffic and things like that, getting to, Plymouth, people getting out of work. So the Friday night, we're going to start an hour later. So, that obviously gives us a little shorter window to try to get all the fights in by midnight. So I don't think we're going to be doing grappling at this one, but it will be coming soon. As for Ash Rao vacating the title, it's kind of a similar situation to the Andrew Valdina thing that I talked about at the beginning of the show or broadcast or podcast or live. Valdina's working on some big things right now, and he was so grateful to kind of say, listen, I don't want to hold up a division. I would have fought Nick. I would have fought Jacobo. Would have fought either one of them. That was the fight that everybody was clamoring to make. But I'm working on some big things, so kind of let me stand pat, but don't hold the division up. Let those two fight for an interim title, and if I come back, I can unify it. Similar to Ash. Ash is, Broadway Jiu-Jitsu. Their first focus is Jiu-Jitsu and things like that. So, Ash might fight once or twice a year. At this point, what's more for Ash to do at the amateur level? So he may go pro, or he might come to us in November, but we didn't want to hold that up as well. So we're kind of doing there. That's kind of what's going on with Carter and Kadu Lanes. And I mean, how do you deny Kadu Lanes 3-0 so far? 3 finishes. How do you deny Carter with his type of performances he's been putting on as well? What else do we got? I mentioned Anthony Scott and Jordan Tavares with the MMA gloves. I mentioned the title fight. Actually, a big fight that we have for Ring Titans. Kenny Masso out of FAF, 7-3, is a complete stud at 175. Fighting out of Sean Graham School. Also trains with Sean Schubert. I said his name and he pairs. Kenny Masso. I'm super excited. I've been hearing a lot of things about this guy ever since we've been doing Muay Thai. Good friends with Sean Graham. He's always telling me about him. But Kenny Masso will be competing on the first ever Ring Titans, and he'll be taking on, again, Andy's not here, so I'm sorry, Rasim. I'm just going to call you Rasim. Rasim Dude Bricky from Citadel. Rasim comes in with a 5-0 record. All his fights have been in his home country of Algeria, and I think it's Algeria. I'm on my phone, so I can't check my notes. But all his fights have been in his home country. I think he's a student over here, and he will answer the call out. And he's stepping up and going to be taking on Kenny Masso out of FAF. This fight is high level as you can get as an amateur fight, and I'm so excited that we were able to put this together. Speaking of high level guys, shout out to Romani Alicia. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I know it's Romani, from Jake Manini's school. This kid is the boogeyman. It's been so tough to get him fights. So if there's anybody at 170 that's willing to fight Romani out of Jake Manini's school, we're still looking to put that Muay Thai fight together. He comes in with an 11-4 record. Man, he's a boogeyman. It's been so hard to get him a fight. So I would love to get him to compete on this card, and I'd love to have him on it. So if anybody wants to take on Romani, let me know. I don't know what these flags are up on. I think that's the Algerian flag. So if somebody help me out. Simaj BJJ, you said you want me to announce your fight one more time because your kids want to hear it. I don't know who Simon BJ is, so if you just tell me who you are, I will announce your fight again and give you that the rub for the kids. What else do we got? I'll give you another fight while I'm waiting for that guy to want me to announce his fight. Diego Martin, Ozzy Martin's brother, Diego Martin, out of North Shore Muay Thai, will be taking on Joe Brunel out of Gillette's MMA. That's another fun, exciting fight that has some ties to Ozzy, which you guys all know. Thank you, Keegan. Yes, James Johnson, undefeated James Johnson, will be coming to Cage Titans from Team KTA, fighting for the first ever Ring Titans belt when he takes on 3-1 Everett Turan out of Back to Basics. We got a brand new belt in design right now. It's the first one we'll be giving it away, and those two guys will be fighting for it. I'm excited for James Johnson and Everett Turan to be the first to do so. There you go. I hope you kids enjoyed that little shout out. I think it's a Canadian flag, Mike. Dude, it's not the Canadian flag. It's definitely, it's a red flag with looks like a green star in the middle. So it's definitely not that. Let me get to another question. Dude, I'm trying, going back and forth. Travis Lazat, with Perrin's fight off tomorrow night, how close are we to the Joker versus the party? Great question. Great question. We'll put a pin in that one. That's a fight that's, the Khabib, Tony Ferguson. It's the Giannetti versus Barrett. I talk about it so many times, or we've all talked about it so many times. It's like, is it ever going to really happen? So when it does happen, it's going to be so exciting. The flag of Morocco, I think. Okay. Maybe that's where he's from. I thought he was from Algeria. Speaking of Rasim. Joshua Rodriguez. Pete Luciani's hit me up, said, you want on this card. I messaged you on Facebook because I'm old. I don't do Instagram that much. But hit me up. We'll get you on. We have one slot for you, actually. I taken up enough of your Friday afternoon. I don't have anything else. If you have any more questions, I can throw it out there. If you want me to announce your fight and talk about it real quick, I'll happily do that. Mike, do you know this is the best MMA promotion in New England? Thank you, Joey. I will tell you this, man. I really appreciate it. We don't try to compare to anybody else. I've said it. We're in competition with ourselves. We're trying to continually raise our own bar. If you guys think that, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just doing what we can. When I started this company, 15 years ago, it was MMA promotion. Your job is to promote fighters, not just give them tickets and say, go be a ticket whore for me and sell tickets. Our job is to promote you. Our job is to give you tools to promote yourself. We can continually do that. So it's not a fucking hard job. Sorry, I'm going to go off on a rant. You guys got me all fired up on a Friday. Maybe this half a Sun Cruiser I had got me fired up. But honestly, it's not that hard to do the job. You got weigh-in, stream them, take pictures. Throw a friggin' camera in front of guys. Let the guys talk about their fights. Give them posters. Which, speaking of, now that the posters are in, I will be doing fight graphic posters for every single fight on the card. Fighters who haven't fought for us before, you got to send me a photo. Don't give me that shitty bathroom selfie. Get me a real photo, and I'll make you a poster for you. Magic Mike, dude, I love what you do with NEF, man. I love your little breakdowns, your little funny stuff. We've tried to get you to fight before way back in the day, but we'd love to see some Magic Mike breakdowns for us. What fights do you have for 145 amateur? I don't know if you're asking me about who you could fight, but at 145, we have David Diaz taking on Zach Converse, which I talked about before. Zach Converse is exciting because he's a guy who fought for us in Muay Thai and now is making the transition to MMA. I believe he's the first one who's gone in that direction. We've had MMA fighters go to Muay Thai, but I think this might be the first Muay Thai fighter that's jumped up to MMA. Tyler Bork taking on Noah Sklama. Huge fight in the featherweight division. I believe we've already talked about that tonight. The Mutt, Drew Arpin is back. You guys all love Drew Arpin. He is back taking on Trevor Sullivan out of Invictus. So those are three fights that are happening at 145. I got a couple other names that I'm not going to drop their fights particularly, but I'll give you names. Louis Cowballer out of Triforce. He's making his return. He hasn't fought in like 10 years. Jake Calendar's fighting. Roger Santos out of Back to Basics making his debut. Camden Black out of Dark Side BJJ. Some smorgasbord of those guys will be getting announced soon. Aaron Hughes, reach up. What's going on, Richie? What's next for Josh Robinson? Josh Robinson, we're hoping to get him back in November. So that hopefully that answered your question. Let's see. No more MMA for this old man, but I'll do grappling. Let me know. Absolutely. Magic Mike. If he was president, then he couldn't run Cage Side. Sorry, you guys are seeing my hands down here. I got nothing. Thank you. But yes, early next year. Yeah, early next year, man. Yeah, we'll get you on. The dynamic of what it will look like today compared to next week, next year is tough, but we'd love to get you on, Jason. What else do I got? I gave you some fights. I gave you the Valdina news and the Eldridge versus Jacobo. I gave you the Juice, Sahib, Jake Ferry. I talked about that. Jack Barry, getting lost in the shuffle. We announced this fight so long ago. Josiah Fry, undefeated out of Team Rockstar, taking on Jack Barry. Josiah defending his title. I did see the comment about Casey Norton. I heard his fight fell out this weekend. Can't promise I can stuff him in on this card, but if I can, I'll definitely reach out. We talked about Gianna Panaisi taking on War Baby. Beat the War Drums. Aaron Johnson's back. 2 undefeated girls going at it. Alicia Palma taking on Alyssa Tatora. The Mutt. Drew Arpin taking on Trevor Sullivan. Tyler Bork versus Noah Sklama. Vinny the Bull, man. Vinny the Bull's my man. Fuck all the haters, after his last, his interview after his grappling match. I ride with you, Vinny. So Vinny taking on Brandon Avila. And I'm super stoked for that fight. Brandon has competed in grappling for Cage Titans, and now he's jumping up to do an MMA fight. So I love to see the progression of these guys. Grappling for us, then doing the Muay Thai, now doing MMA. Another fight, Neil Masvidal taking on Sal Beccaril Vivas. Calvin Dalton taking on Matt Martinez. And as I already mentioned, David Diaz taking on Zach Converse. Banger, 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 banger. Merch drops soon. We always have new fights. Every fight, if you can't tell, every event we make fight posters. Every event we do a t-shirt design, and all of our graphics will designed off this specific one. So we will be having merch at the show. Urzik gear. Let's get it talking, man. Let's get those talks back up. What's the minimum age to fight? 18. Is Grappling Titans going to be a one-time event or multiple cards going forward? So Taylor asked me that. So pre-COVID, we used to do Cage Titans Grappling Championship, where we would do grappling tournaments similar to Naga. I'm trying to even think some of the other ones, but anyway, so similar to Naga. And people have been begging us to get back into doing it. And as I told you, we had a back-to-back night scheduled April 2nd and April 3rd of 2020 that got canceled due to COVID. And it's taken us this time, 5 years later, to get back to doing a back-to-back night show. So Grappling Titans is in the future. It's something that we internally talk about all the time, and we would like to do it again. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe 2026. As for the quintet, which is getting a lot of things, November. Stay tuned. We have a big announcement in September at the show regarding quintets and bringing them back for our November event. So stay tuned for that. And I think that is kind of all of it. Aaron Hughes asked about Muay Thai shorts. Wicked Muay Thai was a huge contributor and sponsor to us, and in exchange for setting up at the table at the shows, they used to give those shorts, free shorts, to all the fighters. That was their payment for their booth, to give you guys all the hookup. And it was actually Josh Hagloff, a former Cage Titans Muay Thai fighter. Josh has moved his family down to Florida, so that's where those Muay Thai shorts are, and that's why they're not at the shows anymore. But go to their website and buy some shorts. He would love the support, and he's a fellow Cage Titans guy. Somebody asked about Cain Lapierre. I don't know if he's announced it. We did have Cain Lapierre on the card, and unfortunately, I believe like a day or two ago, he got hurt, and he will not be competing on this card. He was scheduled, but no. Have you ever had some doing both days, Muay Thai and MMA? The commission, every round that you fight, you need to take 2 days scheduled mandatory rest. So I don't think they could do both on back-to-back nights. I've done enough talking for today. Bottom line, I hope you're excited about the fight that we announced. Nick Eldridge, Jacobo Opito, Bantamweight Championship in the co-main event on Saturday night. Fight Fest Day 2, right behind the main event of Joe Giannetti and Dakota Bush. I announced a whole slew of Fight Fest cards. Actually, you know what? I promised my Ring Titans people I was going to go over them all, so I'm going to go over them. Diego Martin, brother of Ozzy Martin, will be making his Ring Titans debut, taking on Joe Burnell. Joe Burnell's fought MMA for us. He's done some Muay Thai down at Wishers, and he's going to be welcoming Diego Martin to Cage Titans. I don't know if he's younger or older. Also, big fight. When I say big, it's because these boys are big. 6'5", 250-pound Joseph Jones out of Lozon MMA will be making his Muay Thai debut, taking on 6'5", 240-pound Nick Lund out of Citadel. Tighten those ropes. Make sure we can hold these boys in. Brandon Martin out of Gate City coming down to us from New Hampshire, taking on Peter Barrett's little brother, Ian Barrett. And Ian, I'm challenging you now. It's on you. I'll call you Peter Barrett's little brother, but make me forget that you're Peter Barrett's little brother on fight night and put on a performance, and I'll never say Peter Barrett's little brother again. There you go. A little side bet between me and you. Next up, Adam Russell's son. And Brian, same challenge to you. You won't be Adam Russell's son anymore if you come on and tear the house down on Friday night at Ring Titans 1. Brian Russell out of South Shore Sport Fighting, 165 pounds, will be taking on Joshua Ray out of Daniel Gracie Plymouth. You know Daniel Gracie Plymouth always brings it, so we'll have a fun one there. Israel Benoit out of Level Ground. Mike Rodriguez's school taking on Tyler Belost out of Citadel. I hear big things out of this kid, Tyler Belost, and Israel, so I'm excited to see these guys. Our lone female fight at the moment on Ring Titans, Hannah Doyle out of BNF Gym down in Rhode Island will be taking on First Class Fitness Jess Ortega, coming down to us from Maine. Armani Kim, also out of Gate City, will be coming on to take on Wyan Price out of Citadel. Then we got another Citadel guy. I think we have 5 Citadel guys competing in the Muay Thai card. Alex Greeley will be making his debut, taking on Quen Lee. Totally probably hacked that name. Quyen. Quen Lee. Q Lee. Out of Back to Basics. Both guys making their debut. And then another set of debuts. Mike Gannon out of Gorilla Crew, taking on Jacob St. Fort out of Back to Basics. Then we get to the big dogs. Rasim Dubricki out of Citadel, 5-0, 175 pounds, taking on 7-3 Kenny Masso out of Sean Graham's FAF Gym. Huge fight. Huge fight. And then our first ever Ring Titans title fight going down. James Johnson out of Team KTA puts his undefeated record on the line when he takes on Evertrain out of Back to Basics. The first of one of 4 title fights for Back to Basics on this Fight Fest weekend. Then I announced it already. We have an MMA glove Muay Thai fight. Anthony Scott out of Red Seal Martial Arts taking on Jordan Tavares out of Regiment Training Center. And so far, the only one I'm going to announce on Friday so far for MMA, Mike Jolliker out of Team KTA, multiple champ in different promotions, will be taking on Eric Wynn from Back to Basics for the Cage Titans Featherweight Championship. We will move a couple MMA fights. Our goal is to have the 11 Muay Thai fights and then 5 MMA fights. So that's the goal for that. But that's what I have for you. I promise you guys I would go down, especially our Ring Titans. Listen, we got 40,000 fans on Instagram for Cage Titans. Do me a favor. Yes, I still have a house line. Do me a favor. Hop on over to We Are Ring Titans and follow our Ring Titans page. Let's bump those numbers up. These guys are going to put it on the line. They're going to open Fight Fest with a bang on September 12th. So let's go show them some love before we get to fight night. Go over to We Are Ring Titans and go give them a like and follow. I really do have nothing more for you. Go to CageTitans.com to get your tickets. Tickets are on sale now. And everything I talked about is online with the full fight card on CageTitans.com. And man, I appreciate your time on this Friday afternoon. Cheers, everybody. Here's to the weekend. Tickets are on sale on the website. As for tickets for fighters, physical tickets are in. reach out to me, or I will be reaching out to everybody over the weekend to get your ticket order with your address, and I will be mailing them out first thing Monday morning, UPS overnight, so you have them first thing on Tuesday. And get your tickets from your favorite fighter. Hit them up. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon.
Then Plymouth, Massachusetts! Let